What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for another episode of Astroneer's new research update. I'm happy to have you here today. I'm glad that our cave got built because I went inside of it and there was a storm and it was trying to murder me. Normally you gotta hide inside your habitat, but I'm not about enclosed spaces. A little bit claustrophobic, not a lot of bit claustrophobic, but a little. And so I prefer to stay away from that as a potential issue. And that's exactly what I did. We have a new location over here. We figured out how to do research. I think the next thing we should probably try to get our hands on is a smelter. If I can find... So what do I have? I have a research chamber and I have a smelter. That's it. So with the smelter, I need... compound? Yeah, compound. That's what it says in bright letters on my screen flashing at me right now. The joys of being an internet guy and not paying attention. Yes. There'll always be the snark in the comments for the things that I don't notice. But that's okay. That's okay. I understand. But we're going to move forward from here. I might pick up some extra oxygen. There we go. Give me a little bit of something extra before I go too far out in this situation. We are currently looking for... I'd like to get... So there's our compound over there. I was actually looking for a little bit of plant material too while I'm in the neighborhood, although I guess it don't want to give it to me. This doesn't look like consumable plant material, so I guess not. Is there anything inside this plant right here? Like if I drop that thing, can I do anything with it? No, it doesn't look like I can pick it up or nothing. Never mind then, I didn't want to hang out with you anyways. We need some more compound, and I am rapidly like mining out the universe for all this stuff. What I like to do the last time I played the game is I had 2 bulletin boards, which are basically like the storage chests in this game. And I would have one of every, I would have a full bulletin board of every metal, a full bulletin board of every crafting material, and like a full bulletin board of all the other little things in there too. That way, whenever I wanted to go ham on a new research project, it was nice and simple and was not hard to do. I'm running this one a little bit close to the head because I know that there's oxygen over here. Normally, I wouldn't do dumb stuff like that that would tempt my death and make it so that I might never make it off of this godforsaken planet. But in the case of our current standing, when you know you have oxygen, you know you have oxygen. Let's go back to base. We'll get this thing all mashed out with some of the extra compound. Bam, there it is. And so we'll create a smelter. And so we've managed to fabricate that. Now, the function of the smelter, if I remember right, is that the smelter will allow you to... Ew, I need more grasses and stuff. It looks like I'm all out of organic material. Fine. Basically, all you got to do is you put generators up on this thing. Or, if we have the research points, we can put in a solar panel, which I think is a really good idea. Do I have anything? So we've got a beacon right there. We've got a work light, rovers, a winch. I don't think any of that is going to be it. Instead of the smelter, though, a medium printer, a medium storage, a drill head, a crane. We've got a generator right there. The small solar panel. The basis of everything that I want to do. And then we can get a normal-sized one as well. What about a little wind turbine? Is that hard to get? The wind turbine's a little bit cheaper. But then again, it's not always windy. So let me get out here, and I'm going to grab some trees. And hopefully we can create something that supplies us with energy, because everyone knows it's windy. Okay, so we're all filled up on organic material. That should allow us to supply ourselves with at least a decent amount of stuff. I'll put that away. Let's load this thing back on up. Power is transferred through the big cables right there, in case you end up needing it. Just to get it started up, though, I think costs power. Wait, what's costing me power right now? Oh, it's filling up. This thing has its own internal battery. I forgot about that. It's got its own internal battery. Okay, we'll probably research one of these over here, one of these laterites. We'll probably need that for crafting later. But for right now, what's a laterite going to give me? If I close that down and I click right there, 420 bytes. Not bad. Initiate crafting, please. Make this thing happen. It's going to take us a couple minutes to get it done. And so, obviously, that's a little bit of a pain. This thing right here, if I remember right, it takes raw ore and it converts it, I think, into, like, bars or something like that. Yeah, it gives you a finalized project right there. So it'll give you that good stuff once you get in on it. And so we've got an aluminum block right there. So we've actually managed to refine the stuff on out. That has no power at the moment, but I just wanted to demonstrate how the object worked. Let's run over here, and I'm going to grab as much material as I can to help out with the research project. Yeah, there we go. We don't actually have a lot of grass or anything around here, which is a bummer. I wish that we had more. The ones with the yellow tips on top, the ones that are all frosted up like it's the 90s and they're in a boy band, those are the ones that we want to have because they'll make our lives a tad easier. But let's go back, make sure this thing stays fueled up because I don't want to deal with nonsense. This is slowly consuming. That should give us enough in just a minute or two to get our solar panels going. That way I don't have to keep feeding raw material into each one of these just to keep our research going. Because that sucks, obviously, and we don't want to do that. Yeah, we got the resource points we need already. I'm going to go for a solar panel. I think that's a very wise decision. The solar panel, I don't remember exactly what it's going to cost me, but I think we can strap it on right here. And what does it cost me to make a small solar? It takes copper. I don't know that I have any copper ore around. I have laterite, which is aluminum, but what is that right there? That's hydrazine. Hydrazine is a fuel, so we don't need that right now. Hydrazine is definitely not what we're looking for. If it ends in zine, chances are you use it zine or zine. Chances are it's used as a fuel source, and you probably want to stay away from it for a little bit. Since we have other stuff sitting around, I'm not going to be able to use hydrazine anytime soon anyways. I might as well just research it to get the points. So I'm going to have that run for a little bit. And we need to go back down into the cave to find ourselves some goodies. But first, I need to unburden myself over here. So if I can take some resin, yeah, slap that onto there. A little bit of extra compound. Put that, whatever the hell it's trying to do right there. I don't even know. Oh, God, something bad happened. I don't want that to happen. That got scary. It made noises at me. It made hissing, shitting noises at me, and I don't like it when things make hissing, shitting noises at me. So there we go. Compound is apparently trying to be stored in the center console over there. So maybe don't use these locations for any type of storage is my initial thought. Let's go back down in the cave, and we'll see if we can find anything good over here. So down in the cave, taking a look at what we got going on. I'm going to sprint down this way. Making some tethers might have been a good idea. But I'm an idiot, and I never do anything that's, like, functionally effective. Like, if I have to go out of my way to do something dumb, you can best believe I'll probably do that, especially while live on camera. Especially while live on camera. This was the hydrazine over here, right? I don't really care about hydrazine. I do care about resin, though. Yeah, it's the ammonium. Okay. Well, we'll make use of it the best we can. I don't like to walk away from resources, especially since later on, what's going to make this work is that the hydrazine is going to be a fuel for our cars and for some of our other stuff. And in fact, I think the hydrazine is used for jumping in between planets, if I remember right. You use it as space shuttle fuel. Just trying to fill this in so there's not like a massive chasm right there waiting to swallow me up and kill me. Perfect. Get a little bit of oxygen back up inside of the tank. And then we'll go down there and we'll explore what that is. We're looking for copper at the moment. And any way that we can get copper. So that's hydrazine. I think we have enough of that. Other things that are down in here, though, that might look somewhat profitable and or intelligent to pick up. We've got something green and glowing over there. I'll probably stay away from that. Might not end well for me. This looks promising. I think it's shooting at me. Yeah, I think it gases out the hallway, if I remember right. And you have to have, like, a gas mask filter or something like that to get around it. I don't remember the exact specifics of how we make that work, but I remember there being some kind of thing we can do to make our life easier right there. Let's work our way back on up. And I need to refuel on oxygen. Let me take a look, and do I have the stuff that I need to make tethers? I don't have any compound right now. If we could compound this issue by finding some compound, that'd be great. I'll probably go like that right there. You can smooth out soil as well by holding down control. And I'll show you how that works. And that's how you make things look nice and smooth and not stupid. So there you go. And it'll actually construct the bridge the way that you want it to in order to attach to all this stuff. We found some power on that side, but I think we already knew about that. Let's work our way down this little turn. Yeah, there's a little bit more of that. I guess works for me. I can't see very well because of the dark. I have very bad night vision, and apparently my character shares that exact same flaw with me. Night vision can be can be troublesome. I'm basically blind at night just because during the day I don't have great eyesight. I was born with like a weirdly defective left eye, in case you were wondering. My left eye doesn't work very well. It's bad. It's good enough to wear corrective lenses. Thick corrective lenses will fix it, but my left eye is basically blind unless you're like a foot away. Like it essentially can't see anything. My right eye compensates and it does pretty well, but it's still not great. I don't have 20/20 in that eye. Am I going to suffocate instantly if I don't get back over here? Let's take this research object back to base. This will probably supply us with some pointage. I'm going to drop that off and come back to the cave because obviously we have other stuff to do today. Okay, so I went back to base and I grabbed myself some tethers too, so that like while I'm down in here, I can expand our range of operations as well. Just a little bit further into the cave. I don't care too much about it, but I think it's a good idea. And we can also use these to retrace our steps in case we get too far down in here and we end up getting lost. Now, this is very precarious right here, and I would rather not have any accidents. So, you have one accident, and nobody in kindergarten ever lets you forget about it. And that is the truth. Don't fall down in there. I don't know what that is, but it's a pretty deep little cave. I don't want two of these right here. I just wanted the one. And if I can bring one over to this side. Let's break out the terraformer. And let's see if there's any real way to get down inside of here. So there we go. I'll probably drop a tether right here. Assuming. Am I already out again? Man, I don't feel like I dropped that many, but I suppose we kind of got into the cave. I should be able to work my way out from this side. Or at the bare minimum, I can get up against this wall and refuel. It looks like we got some little pit spots right here. But other than that, I don't see anything interesting. Ow! What the hell just happened? Did I just get shot by something? The hell are you supposed to be, you jerk? Leave me alone. Trying to spike me and mess me up while I'm down inside my cave trying to have adventures. Oh, wow, this cave goes down pretty deep. It just keeps going. There's like more and more regions down here that we haven't even touched. A little bit of aluminum right there. If I can get my hands on some copper, though, I'd be a little bit happier as an explorer. We're at 50% oxygen, so obviously I should fall back and maybe increase my oxygen levels before I push any deeper down into here. I would love to find some compound, but it looks like we ain't found it yet. Over this way, what do we have? Copper? Ooh, it looks like a loop around back to somewhere. Doing a little bit of cave surfing right now. Some laterite on the roof right there. Other things that are around here. I don't see anything that looks like copper, though. If I remember right, copper is like a brown cubey looking thing. Well, down at the bottom of the chasm, it looks like I found something. I'm going to refill on oxygen just in case. That right there is a big old carved stone research object. So I guess there was a reason to come down here. You just sort of had to fish for it. I don't know if we'll make it all the way back up the cave before I run out of oxygen. Because legit, this was a huge little spirally turn that I just went down. But in the worst case scenario, it looks like we got oxygen on the sides over here. So we'll refill using that. Perfect. And then if I can finish off that block right there. Can I? Oh, it's got to be so close. Alright. Let's grab that then. And maybe, I was hoping I could take the oxygen and put it inside of a canister so that it'll hold me for a little while longer. Like, if I get 2 or 3 canisters all full up of oxygen, that'd be a good look for us. I need to take this back to base, and until we find copper, we can't get anything done. So I may make a little cut right here, just so we can figure out where to copper at. And then from there, we can continue our adventure in ridiculous undergroundedness. I've got something over here that looks promising. Malachite, yeah, that'll do it. That's the stuff we're looking for. Let's go ahead and pile that on in. And anywhere I can get a couple of these sounds good to me. I still basically know the way back home. I'm not completely and totally lost underground. I'm getting closer, trust me. but I'm not that far underground. We got copper now, so let's head back onto base. I'll take the research object with me, and we will get our solar panels all nice and set up, and that's going to be super fun, because then we don't have to run around chopping plants anymore in order to get our energy levels back up. All right, so inside my cave, I've made a nice little cubby hole for all of my research objects so that the universe knows that I have claimed them, and they are splats. Look upon me and despair, universe, for I have taken your carved stone from ancient spacefaring races, or whatever. They might not even been spacefaring. They might have been space unfaring. They may have never gotten off this planet. But we have their stuff, alright? And nobody can tell us otherwise. Other things we can do is I can drop some organic material in right there to get that research back up and running. That looks like it's going to take a minute and a half to get me a couple of bites. That's cool. I can live with that. What we need is copper, though. Forget that thing. Drop it on off to the side. No, I don't want you there. You can go over there, then, if you're going to be difficult. You don't have to be a part of this adventure. You don't have to be a part of this space adventure if you're going to make it difficult. And then we go like this, and the smelter should mash that together into the resources that I need. And copper should only take one battery charge in order to get done. So that's out of power right there. We can also put something right there if we wanted to power it a little bit further. I'm pretty sure you can use hydrazine for that. Let's try real fast. Yeah, I've got hydrazine right there. Will that work as a fuel source? Or will only organic work as a fuel source? I think only organic will work. We can get batteries and stuff like that too so that we can store up a little bit better if we want to. I'll put that in my backpack, and the next thing we need is a small solar panel. I'm going to throw that together just to make sure that we've got some kind of electricity going on. That should keep our research going. First solar panel is right there. Things you can do with the solar panel. So you can put the solar panel on the top of your backpack if you want to. I find it's easier to get it to do what you want. And that'll recharge your backpack from the sun. And it'll actually always face the sun while you're running around, which is a cool little feature that I think everyone will enjoy. Another thing that you can do with it is you can take it and you can slot it onto just about anything you want to, like that right there. And it will start drawing power from the sun, and it'll make that whole thing work. So I'm going to make another solar panel right there. I think we should have more than enough malachite to get stuff done. We're finished with our research, and so we should be able to start off a little research project. This should also transfer electricity, I think, over to the research thing, but I don't recall. Pull those off real fast. Strap those on right there. And we might be able to power this way. Let me put one of these research objects. We've got this big old chunk of alien bubblegum over here that looks like, I don't know, Liza Minnelli's thyroid or something. I'm not really sure what it is. But we'll take this and put that right there. And then if we go to the synopsis, that'll give us 300 research points. We can tell it to begin. It's going to take about 6 minutes to get done. But it will give us research points, and while the sun is shining, that'll work. What I personally like to do is I like to do 2 wind farms and a couple of solars on my base. That way, regardless of what's going on, I've got some kind of power source that's playing into my greater strategy. The next thing we probably want to do is look at some research. And so, in our utilities menu, we can't afford a small wind turbine. I think that's probably a good idea as well. Other things we can do is we've got a beacon right there. We've got a work light. We've got rovers and stuff like that. We've already got the smelter, so I'm not gonna worry about that. A boost mod, a narrow mod, and a wide mod, and an alignment mod. Okay, I don't know what any of that does. We've got a 3D printer right there, which is actually, as I recall, you need that for later. I don't recall exactly what you need it for, but I remember needing the 3D printer for, like, manufactured parts for, like, spaceships and stuff like that. This over here, we can do power cells so that we have a battery bank. We can go down here and do filters, or we can get a small oxygen tank. Both of those are very much worthwhile. I'm going to go with the power cells so that we have extra batteries. That's going to eat up some of our research, obviously. We're getting 50 bytes a minute, though, of information. So, you know, one thing at a time. One slow and steady thing at a time. Over here, I'll probably take some of this and try to get it smelted on up. Yeah, there you go. Good stuff, amigo. Perfect. That gave us 3 outputs of aluminum, which is great. So we're sitting on a ton of aluminum right now, which is absolutely fantastic because we're going to need that to fabricate stuff later on. The only other thing we need to do is continue to expand the base out. So I'm going to take some resin and let's take this out this way. There's your one resin right there. I will probably keep this thing going out this way. And that looks good to me. Give ourselves a little grid to play around with. Is this going to recharge, I wonder, from the solar panels? It should, I think. You might have to use the center node in order to get to where I think power transfers were weird the last time I played the game, where like it would only power the thing it was attached to, but I can't recall. It's been so long since that series, like a long, long time. It was like before last Christmas when I did that, so it's been a minute or two. I should probably clean up the base and put some other stuff around, but for now, all we really need is more resin so we can get some more building nodes done, and then once the building nodes are done, we'll be able to actually put in some real work over here. A little bit of grass right there. Yeah, I'll take that. Might get us set up with something useful. We've also got a little bit of resin over here, so that's nice. That'll help us with base building. Yes, please. Give me a couple stacks of resin. I have absolutely packed it on right now as far as resin is concerned. And so we should have enough stuff to get the things done that I want to do. Let's put that away. I'm going to resin it on up over here. Make sure that this all resonates and all that. Boo, bad splatter. And then we'll put that right there. That one will slap in. Good. So that gives us another little workstation to play around with. That'll give us yet another one. So now we got a couple of new locations that we can put in some new nodes at. And we've got one or two extra spots just kind of sitting in the background as well. I don't think it charged from right there, but then again, it didn't finish this project either. So, meh. If I put these, so here, let's answer this question for me. If I put these on here, did that attach to the side right there? Oh, I think it did. It, like, attached to the little booty hole side. I wonder if I can put these right here. That's kind of what I was leaning towards, is can I... No. Put those right there. And let's say we go out and we get some more materials. What I want to know is, will it allow me to power the whole base from this central node right here? If I could power the whole thing from right there, oh, it will. It lets you power from a centralized location now. In the version that I played, that was bugged, or it wasn't implemented yet, or it wouldn't work. You couldn't put generators and stuff on anything other than like what it was. Sometimes it would work and transfer power to other nodes, but most of the time it was like, nah, cuz I ain't about that. And so it could be a little bit iffy. We've got enough aluminum right now to last us forever. How many bytes do I have? I got 162. Where's the storage wall at? That's the next thing that I want, is I want the storage rack. Got a hydrazine catalyzer, a trade platform, a mineral extractor, a canister, a terrain analyzer. I need to know where... There it is, medium storage. It costs 1,000 bytes to get that done. That is more bytes than I expected. I didn't expect that to be such a large project. So anyways, Astroneer. Hope you guys are enjoying yourself so far. I'm over here analyzing Bubblegum because that's apparently how I spend my time. Next, we'll be analyzing a square, doing the peak of physical science. We must research the square. Height, width, volume! I'll see you guys in the next episode. If you like this episode, thank you for stopping on in. Hit that like button. That's the #1 way to help the channel out, and it helps in more ways than you know. I will see you all when next we join up for more shenanigans here at the Nerd Castle for a little bit more. 1,400 bytes for that one. 1,300 bytes. Jesus. Yeah, get that underway. Hell yeah, let's get some bytes. Ooh. I'll see you in the next episode, hopefully with a shit ton of bytes to my name. Bye, everybody.